Hey guys, Brady here, and I just saw War for the Planet of the Apes. Now, so, War for the Planet of the Apes was in my top three most anticipated movies of the year. It was probably in my top two, actually. It was Kong Skull Island and War for the Planet of the Apes. And those were not purposely put together because they're both big, giant ape movies. Okay, maybe they were. But here's the thing. When I saw the first trailer for Kong Skull Island, I was like, okay, this movie's gonna be great. And then I've always loved the War for the Planet of the Apes movies, like I'm talking about the Rise and Dawn. I've always liked those movies, and like I cannot wait for the third one. I've been waiting for the third one since maybe 2015, like a couple months after the Blu-ray release. I was like, okay. So I kept looking up, like, when are they gonna make when they make an Apes 3? When are they making Apes 3? And they finally made it. And I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, this movie's definitely gonna be my top two at least. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind why it's in my top 10. Yeah, but War for the Planet of the Apes. Apes together, strong. This movie is wow. I mean, there isn't much talk in this movie, especially in the beginning. There's like very minimal dialogue in this movie. At least it felt like there was very minimal dialogue. But this movie was mind-blowing. I mean, the CGI in this movie is fucking fantastic. It is superb. And you have to give thanks to Avatar, because I remember them advertising for the first Planet of the Apes movie, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, that this special effects artist for Avatar did the effects for Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Now, I'm not sure if they came back to do 2 and 3, but I'm just going to assume that they came back to do 2 and 3 because they just look so fucking lifelike, and I want to thank the visual effects artist for Avatar for lending his craft into the Apes movies, or at least Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Now Caesar is what was I gonna say? He's not really old, but he's now like, I guess, crotchety at times, and he's fighting like his inner demons. Like he's like the whole entire second movie, Dawn, was pretty much Caesar like, we should not go against humans. Humans are our friends and stuff like that. And then something happens to him, and something happens to him that makes him be like, yeah, humans are dicks. I want to kill humans. Mainly Woody Harrelson's character. And Woody Harrelson's character is a big fucking dick in this movie. His character is like probably the biggest dick in movies since, I don't know, maybe Steve Lang in Avatar, or I can't really think of a dick villain. I don't know. But yeah, his character is business. He has pretty much like this camp of like all these apes doing like all this labor and all that shit. And he has them like in these cages, and they're not supposed to get out or whatever. And so just pretty much like an escape type movie. Yeah, the little girl in this movie, she didn't say anything. She was really good. Like I enjoyed her character a lot. She kind of reminded me of Newt from Aliens, another Fox franchise. It's still going on today too. And yeah, I really enjoyed her character. Although Newt had more dialogue than this character. This character had 0 words. Newt at least had like 5 phrases in the movie. But her character was good. And then we got Bad Ape, who people were saying, oh, Bad Ape is really funny. He only had maybe like two scenes of him doing something hysterical. He wasn't really the comic relief. I mean, yeah, those two scenes lightened the tension in those parts. I wouldn't really say he's like, oh my god, this is the funniest thing, and then this is the funniest thing I've ever seen on film. It isn't. But his character was good. I enjoyed Bad Ape. I just wouldn't say that he's overly comedic, as some might have told you. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, pretty much, War for the Planet of the Apes is about pretty much the simian flu. I think it's like simian virus, simian flu, it's affecting humans, and I kind of want to go into spoilers, so that's kind of a spoil. But anyway, it's affecting humans in a very bad way, and so yeah, so Woody Harrelson's character and his group of men, also some apes, pretty much kill people who have been affected by the simian flu. Um, and so he has all these apes and stuff like that, pretty much turn against the, Caesar and his friends, and yeah, and you just see Caesar's down on his luck in this movie. I mean, he does things that go against his character from the first two movies. He kind of like contradicts himself, but you understand why he's doing it, so you're okay with it. And yeah, and Andy Serkis is still amazing as playing a big monkey character, ape type character. I mean, he was an ape in King Kong, and now he's a chimpanzee in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Like Toby Kebbell. Toby Kebbell is was casted as Koba in the Planet of the Apes movies, and he was also in Kong Skull Island. And in Kong Skull Island, not only was that guy Todd I forgot his name. I can't pronounce Todd's last name. Not only was he the motion capture for Kong and Kong Skull Island, Toby Kebbell also did some motion capture work for Kong and Kong Skull Island. So both Toby Kebbell and Andy Serkis played King Kong in two separate movies, and now they're in another 8-movie franchise. That's cool. That's a really cool fact, in my opinion. I wouldn't know. I don't know how I would rank the Apes movies. I don't know. I think the first one may be my favorite. Then it might be maybe 1, 3, 2, or I don't know. I like the direction that Rupert Wyatt did for the first movie, and I love the more drama-filled direction that Matt Reeves brought to the franchise. I thought the drama definitely outweighs the action, but the drama isn't like really boring drama. It's actually very interesting drama. The action is very, very minimal in this movie, but when the action does happen, it is amazing to look at. Just every detail on the apes is just so lifelike. Like, you know it's CGI because you know they're not just filming random apes, but they just look so fucking realistic. It is not even funny. It's scary how realistic they look. A lot of them look really realistic. If I had to say if one didn't look too realistic, I'd have to say Caesar's the only one that doesn't really look too realistic, because it looks kind of like Andy Serkis a little bit. And I mean, if you've seen what chimpanzees look like, they don't look like Caesar at all. But yeah, the other apes in this movie do look like chimpanzees. Yeah. But then again, even Caesar looks very photorealistic. Everything looks photorealistic in this movie. The CGI is very seamless, and gotta praise the CG. Well, I guess motion capture or whatever. You gotta praise someone. Andy Serkis deserves an Oscar for this role. If he doesn't get an Oscar, what the fuck is the Academy doing? Just make a new category for motion capture. I know it's not gonna be a big category with big things, but just add that category, because there are lots of people in this world who are perfect for doing motion capture, and probably one of the greatest is actually he is the greatest, Andy Serkis. Although Andy Serkis does not look like Andy Serkis when he's in Avengers: Age of Ultron. I mean, if you've seen Avengers: Age of Ultron and you watch the opening scene to Return of the King, he looks very different in the opening scene of Return of the King. You know, when it's regular Andy Serkis and not Gollum? Yes. I mean, if you've seen photos of Andy Serkis, he kind of looks like a Kind of looks like Steve Buscemi except younger and curly black hair. He didn't look like that in Avengers Age of Ultron. Like what? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna give uh, War for the Planet of the Apes 5 out of 5 stars. Probably this is my favorite movie of the year. Definitely lived up to its definitely lived up to the hype, and I just adore this movie. Like I think this movie will be in my top. Will be my number one for a while until maybe I don't know something big knocks it out. I don't think anything's gonna knock this movie out. So yeah, 5 stars out of 5.